Anekun kemere mane mekwazo. Hey, who say men no day? Who say men no day? The PM, the Biafran PM, Simon Ekpa, is doing a great job with this Biafran Liberation Army. Hey, breaking news from the table of the PM. The wing of the Biafra Navy, the Dragon Marine Fighters, has neutralized 3 of the Cameroon terrorists. As Dragon Marine Fighters, Cameroon terrorist armed forces battle for control in Bakassi. The terrorists, called Cameroon's President's Special Allied Force, were overwhelmed in an attempt to invade the Atambong East communities in Indabato subdivision, where senior officers of the Biafran Liberation Army met few days ago. The battle for control of Idabato subdivision lasted for 15 minutes, forcing the Biafran Liberation Army to retreat from the area, but not with another reinforcement. The incidents happened at 4 p.m. on 31st October 2023. No more terrorists in Biafran land. We cannot continue to allow people to invade. If Nigeria supports terrorists, Biafrans will never support terrorists. And that is just the biggest truth. If Nigerians support terrorists, Biafra will never ever support terrorists. We must defend Biafran land at all costs. At every point in time, Biafra must be defended to the last order. To the very last order. It must be defended. You see, I keep saying this thing for a very long time, and I'll keep saying it, and I'll always say it. I don't know what people want to hear anymore. I don't care what they want to hear. But the truth of the matter remains is that we are moving with maximum speed to the promised land. And onye wana nochirozo genata udebwendenso. Simon Ekpa is not an ordinary prime minister and is ready to work. He said, from the day that the convention of the Biafra and the wing of Biafra referendum has been set, the work has just begun. It has just begun. And no matter what they want to do, no matter how they want to do it, one of the biggest thing that we have here is that if you're a terrorist, you must leave Biafran land. And that's a must. And that's a must. You must leave Biafra land. Terrorists cannot be tolerated. Terrorists cannot be tolerated in our land, whether at the border, whether across the border. I say they play the show. Abi, whether when they say roadside or no, they play the show. Everything they mean, everything they play, they show. And that's just the big thing. So, we have re-strategized our step. And Simon Ekpa has already taken the journey. I'm going to bring you updates on what happened in Abia State, how 80 bodies was found. They will kidnap our brothers, collect ransom, and you say this thing, and when somebody is talking that it's for the free, when somebody is talking about the freedom of Biafra, you are fighting the person. What's the problem? That's just the truth. So I am man quick maybe it has just begun, and this victory must be well overshadowed by any forces that wants to come. We are winning. Over 180 bodies recovered around Umuchieze cattle market in Abia State, and the Fulani market is about to be closed. This is another breaking news. This is another reason why Simon Ekpa is fighting for Biafra. This is another reason why Simon Ekpa is doing everything possible to see that all this nonsense that is happening in Biafra land will stop. Over 80 bodies Ozumura Nwoka chọpụtara na ebe ndị Fulani na-ele cattle in a cattle market. 80 bodies. Egbuenie na nzuzo. And yet, Governor Umahi is busy dealing with Biafrans. This is a big situation. Just pay attention to the news. Governor Alex Oti of Abia State says security intelligence showed that the ransom paid for kidnapped victims were always dropped off around the Chieze cattle market in Lobanta of Umunachi local government area. Payment was made to them. Yeah, Fulani, but terrorists come into our land and they find out a safe place, a safe heaven for themselves. And they begin to do what? Mr. Oti, during the monthly media parley at the government house, Umuahia said this was discovered after several electronic equipment were installed in different parts of the state. A few weeks ago, we found that a lot of the ransom that was paid for kidnapping ended up somewhere around Umunochi local government. We decided to dominate the place, and what we saw was shocking. In less than 48 hours, we recovered over 80 dead bodies around the cattle market, and we recovered 20 headless bodies, decomposing bodies, which include adults and children. We recovered uncountable skeletons of people who had been killed and left to decompose still around that axis, he said. The governor expressed the resolve of the state government to rid Abia of all forms of crime because no government succeeds in the face of insecurity. He said the government would neither condone nor get involved in supporting insecurity in any form or manner. Mr. Oti also said different forms of crime such as gun running, prostitution, narcotics trade, and heavy use of substance were highly operational in the cattle markets. He said investigations were ongoing to ascertain the people involved in the crime, adding that this informed the decision of the state government to change the cattle market into general market. He said the government had taken a step to secure the market by fencing it and issuing a directive to be a non-residential daily market, which would open from 6 o'clock a.m. through 6 o'clock p.m. Mr. Oti said, in line with the government's directive, the market would no longer be exclusively for selling cattle, but it would operate as a general market where other items would be sold. Now, some persons said that we had sent away the Hausa community living in Abia State. But remember, when we saw the skeleton, we did not know which skeleton belonged to either Hausa or Yoruba. See? And this is it. This is the non-entity that is going on in Biafra land. The governor explained that a meeting was held with the group, during which explanations were given about the government's intention. We challenged them that anybody that is not in support of what we are doing must be a criminal. Then they saw reason with us and reversed themselves, he added. This is why PM Simon Ekpa is fighting for a new Biafra. Too much, he's talking too much. But this is it. This is what they have turned Biafra land into. This is what they have turned Biafra land into. People well, decisions must be made and everybody must sit up. Look at them. After committing this atrocity, they will bless them with one government work in Abuja. How Wike went and decided to Obuchi Umu Igbo niile no Bibo. Mecha gini tata FCT minister. So the more Igbo, the more rank you will have. Yadeba. PM Apatago.